So Sunday was Steven's birthday, and his favorite cake is pineapple upside down cake. And I was gonna make it this weekend, but we were all over the place this weekend, so I didn't get a chance to. So I'm gonna go ahead and make one. And I'm cheating because I'm just using a box mix, but it'll still be good. All right. So the box mix calls for oil, water, and eggs, and I'm going to use butter instead of oil. And for the water replacement, usually I would use milk instead of water. If you switch out those items and then add an extra egg than what it calls for, you get more of a rich flavored cake, and it tastes more like a bakery if you're using box style cake. But usually I just make my cakes with flour, and I've got a whole cake recipe book that I love. But so you take the reserved juice from your pineapple can. It's a 20-ounce can, whatever brand. This is what we had at the store. And you take your pineapples out, reserve your juice, and use that for your liquid in your cake mix. I'm going to go ahead and pour off my pineapple juice. And it calls for a cup of water, so we might have a little more. Might be more than a cup in here, so we will see. Any extra will get drunk by someone, or if it's not enough, then I'll just replace the remaining with milk. What else we need? Got my clean bowl. Here's our cake mix, and it's just a yellow cake mix. You know, I have a good recipe for yellow cake too, and I just picked this up at the store because I didn't feel like trying to mix anything up. Use my box as a trash can. Oh, are you done? Thank you. You made a lot. I've got a couple duck eggs and then an Easter egg. They need to be washed first. But this is our Cayuga duck. She's starting to get the gray back in the coloring. Throughout the year they lose that deep color with every egg they lay. But once they molt and go through all that, they start replacing it. That color comes back on the bloom. Anyway, these are actually the same size as my chicken eggs at the moment, so they'll be fine and I won't have to do a replacement. Now look how pretty the color variation there. Do you want to crack it? Or you can crack the chicken egg. You want to do the chicken egg? Okay. In the bowl. Crack it in the bowl. Let's see if she can do it. Good job. Now put it in the bowl. In the bowl. Right there. Crack it in the bowl. Hang on. There you go. Yes, good job. Good job. Let's get some of those shells out. just going to do the 3 eggs. I'm not going to add an extra one just because they were large eggs. And I think they'll do what we need. Oh, before I forget, also add in a pack of pudding, vanilla pudding. It adds to the texture of it. Okay. That will be fine. And then, let's see. One cup. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, we're shy of a cup. So I'll just top that off with some milk. Watch out, baby. The butter paper's on the floor where she dropped it. So. Alright. Okay, you want to help? Gonna mix this up. The fun part of this is I use a skillet, cast iron skillet, because I just like the way that what's the word? Caramelizes. Yeah, that's the word. Caramelizes the butter and the brown sugar, because you're going to take a 1/4 cup of butter and a cup of brown sugar. Oh yeah, have your oven preheating at 350. Don't do like me and wait and just stick it in there as soon as you turn the oven on. But I actually remember to turn the oven on already. And a cup of brown sugar. Can't find my... Good. And you're just melting it all. Don't want to burn it, so heat it on a lower heat so it doesn't do too fast. And this is what your pineapples and your cherries and then your cake batter is going to sit on top of. Sometimes I'll look at it and think that's not enough, and I'll add a little bit more, but you ain't got to go too crazy, I suppose. I'm gonna scooch that there, pull this over. The can is hot, so it doesn't continue to cook. And what we're gonna do is here we go. We're gonna start placing pineapples. Sizzling from the liquid. One day I need to make this with like not maraschino cherries, or however you say it. And use like some non-red dyed cherries. You just start placing them bad boys around. Okay. Alright. Usually I go through a can of cherries, but I've only got, I have a bigger jar, so, yeah, whatever. Okay, and then you just start pouring it out on top. I have a yellow cake mix recipe that I like, and it's butter cake, and oh my, it is so soft and velvety. Okay, so this is going to be in the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes, longer if it needs to be, but you want the actual temperature of your cake to be about 208 degrees, and I pull mine out at about 200 to 205, because it's going to keep on cooking and I don't want it to dry out and overcook. I think it's 208. I think that, yeah. So but you're checking the cake itself, not the stuff on the bottom. So okay, we will come back and check on that. Now don't you know I left that cake in there a little too long? I was busy doing something else. That's what happens. But it looks pretty good. We gotta flip it now. I'm gonna wait. You wanna wait for a few minutes because you want it to all kind of set. Let it cool down some. I'm gonna let it cool for like 20-30 minutes. Oh, let me turn my oven off. And then we'll flip it out and see what it looks like. Dad's gonna flip the cake. Yeah. Yeah.
That is the nicest.
Look at that beautiful cake. That's not the best cut. I ain't too much worried about it. That's a big piece right there. Yes. Fluffy.